And not only that, but how to simplify a fraction. So let's go ahead and do step one, and that would be solving a fraction multiplication problem. So let's say we have 4 over 9, and we need to multiply it by 3 over 2. Okay, we need to find out what does this equal to. Okay, so remember we do need to multiply across. Since it's already multiplying, we have to put 4 times 3 and then 9 times 2. So 4 times 3 equals 12. 9 times 2, that equals 18. You now have a fraction. Can we simplify? That means, are there any factors here that we could use to turn this into simplest form? Okay, let's go ahead and find out. We actually need to find the greatest common factor. Now, how do we do that? We are going to have 12 and 18. I'm going to put 12 here and 18 here. We need to find out all of our factors. I now need to do a factor tree. Now I'm going to put 12 on this side, and I'm going to put 18 on this side. Okay, now I need to find out what two factors can I use, and I could multiply them, and it's going to give me 12. You could say it's 6 times 2. So I'm going to put 6 times 2. Okay? 6 times 2 gives me 12. Now, can I break this into smaller numbers? If the answer is yes, what are they? Okay, if I have 2 right here, are there any other two numbers that is not itself and it's not 1 that could give me 2? If the answer is no, that means this here is a prime, and I'm going to circle it. Remember, a prime number is a number that cannot be broken down into a smaller number. Okay? Now, 6. Are there any two numbers or two factors that if you multiply, it's going to give me 6? The answer is yes. So I'm going to put 3 and then times 2. I already know 2 is a prime. I'm going to circle it. 3, is there any other number that is not itself or 1 that could give me 3? The answer is no, so I'm going to go ahead and circle it. Okay, that means these are my factors. So on 12, I'm going to put 2, comma, 2, and 3. I'm putting all of my numbers. Okay, next one, I have 18. So what two numbers give me 18? I'm going to say 9 times 2. 2 is a prime. I'm going to circle. 9. Is there any two numbers that I could get? That means two factors I could use to multiply, and it's going to give me 9. The answer is yes, and that is 3 times 3. Okay, 3 is a prime, as we could see over here. I'm going to circle, and I'm going to circle. Okay, now I'm going to list all of my factors that are circled. So I have 2, and I'm putting them in order. 3, and then 3. Okay, so I need to look for my greatest common factor. Notice that it says common. Let's go ahead and see which ones are in common. I have 3 and 3. I'm going to circle it. And then I have 2 and 2. I'm going to circle it. Okay, so I know 2 and 3 are shared. So I'm going to put 2 times 3, and that is 6. So my greatest common factor, this one, greatest common factor, that would be 6. Another way you could do this to show your greatest common factor is by doing a Venn diagram. So I'm going to show you, just as an extra step, I'm going to put my circle and my circle. Okay. On the Venn diagram, remember, in the middle, that's what they have shared. What do they have in common? On the side is my difference. Okay, my difference. Okay, and right here I have my 12. So I'm going to talk about my 12s. And I'm going to talk about my 18s. And this is what they have in common. I'm going to use a different color. So for 12, my factors again are 2, and then 2. Sorry. My factors are 2. Notice that these are in common, so I'm going to put 2 and I'm going to put 3. On 18, I have a 3 over here, and I also have a 2 and a 3, so I'm putting it once, okay? So for this, I'm doing the same thing. I have 2 and 3. So what is 2 times 3? 2 times 3 is 6, okay? And again, this is my greatest common factor. So now what I need to do is get my fraction, and I'm going to go down a little bit. Sorry about that. So I have 12 and I have 18. Okay, so if my greatest common factor is 6, I'm going to divide by 6, and I'm doing my division on both my numerator and my denominator. Okay, here we go. 12 divided by 6, that would be 2. 18 divided by 6, that would be 3. And now, my kids, that would be your answer, and that is the simplest form. There you go. Hope you guys were able to write everything down, and if you need to put pause, go ahead and do so, or review the video.